Alright gentlemen, here we are on the 1998 Formula 34 PC with 2008 Yanmar 315s. We're just idling out of the channel here right now, and we're going to do some RPMs here. Right now we're at about 700 RPMs, and the boat is cruising at 4.5 knots. This is the slowest cruise speed the boat will do in the first detent. We're going to go ahead and center up on the channel here and start bringing her up. Alright, there's the turbos right there. And we are right there at 3,200. 3,300. You go up, you run a little bit. Yep, 3,500 RPMs. We're already doing 22 knots. We're just starting the plane off. Alright, let's go ahead and bring it down to 3,500 RPMs. Alright, 25 knots at 3,500 RPMs. If you're at 34, try to level out there. Alright, right 23.5 knots at 3,500 RPMs. Let's go ahead and adjust your tabs. Alright, we adjusted the tabs now. Seems to be a good cruise. Just keep it right there for a minute, Chuck. We're at 3,500 RPMs at about 23.5 knots. Let's go ahead and bring it to 3,700 RPMs. Alright, 3,700 RPMs. The boat is right at 25.3 knots. Keep it there for a minute. 25.2 knots. All right, let's bring it up to 3,800. RPMs. We're about there, okay, and 3,800 RPMs. The boat is 25.6, 25.7, 3,900. Right about 39, which is about maximum that these things will bring. We're at about 25.7, 25.9, 26, about 26 knots. Now let's bring it back down to, say, 3,300. We've got, just so we know here, we've got half a tank of fuel, about 120 gallons, 3 guys on board, and we're heading into about I'd say 7 to 10 knot wind. Alright, at 3,300 RPMs. We're at 22 knots. And let's do 3,200 RPMs. 3,200 RPMs, we are at 20.4 knots. 3,100 RPMs. A little slower, 3,100. 3,100 RPMs, we're at 19.5 knots. We are still on plane. The boat is still holding a plane, which is great. Let's see if it'll hold a plane at 3,000. That would be an interesting test. 3,000 RPMs, we are 18 knots, and we are still maintaining a plane. Wow. Wow, we are still at 18.5 knots at 3,000 RPMs. Alright, Chuck, go ahead and hit it. Let's get up on plane one more time. We are at 1,700 RPMs, 2,000 RPMs, 25. There come the turbos. Oh, baby. 3,200 RPMs, 18 knots. 3,500 RPMs, 20 knots. 3,600 RPMs, 23.5 knots. Man, we hopped right up on line there. Let's bring her down to say 3,500 or so and see how she sounds. That right there, 25 knots. There we go, tilt them out a little bit. All right, so this is a great cruise right here. You know, right at about 3,400 RPMs at about 22 and a half, 23 knots. Man, I tell you what, we're probably only burning 16 gallons an hour right here is what the chart is saying. 16 gallons an hour at this good, comfortable 23 knots. All right, well, that's a good ride boat.
I'll show you that vinyl that we talked about on the phone. I mean, there's no way this vinyl, this is new late model vinyl. Just want to give you a heads up.